Alrighty guys, welcome to another video. We're doing our angle naming and angle addition postulate. Let's get the show on the road. Name the vertex and the sides of each angle. So the vertex is basically where the meeting point of the two rays are. So our vertex here is going to be like this point right there, that letter F. So we can say our vertex is going to be just that point F. And likewise, we're going to do the same exact thing. Where those 2 points meet, it's going to be letter C, or rays meet, sorry. Vertex is going to be point C. And the sides are going to be the rays. Oh, I actually tried to draw that and then it didn't even work, right? What in the world? Okay, so the vertex is that corner. So the vertex is F, and the sides are the rays. So to name a ray, you want to start off at a point and then go ending. So the sides, you're starting off at that vertex. So we're going to have F and then the letter G. And when we write array, we do it very similar to a line, but we only go in one direction. So we're starting somewhere and we're going off forever in a single direction. So we have that line FG just like so. And then same exact thing, starting with that letter F, going to the letter E, arrow going off. Please note, you got to be careful on these questions because if you wrote it in the incorrect order, like EF, that'd be going this way. And that's like not the way the arrow is pointing. And you also have to have only one arrow. You can't have two, otherwise it's a line. Same exact idea over here. Your sides are going to be that something CD with the arrow on top and CB with the arrow on top. And again, it has to be in that order. It's not like a line where there's lots of different correct answers. There's only one correct answer here. All right, so name each angle in 4 different ways. So there's 4 different ways to name each and every angle. So the easiest way is not often the best way because of how things can be complicated in the future, like in questions 5 and 6. But there are 4 different ways for these ones. So we're going to have our angle symbol and the letter H. We're going to have the angle symbol in the letter 3, and those are the easy ones. And likewise, on question number 4, it's also angle letter T and angle number 3, so both of these can be called angle 3. But in terms of the other ways to name it, use all 3 of the letters, and these are really the ones that we like. So these are the ones that we care about. They're the ones that we like a little bit more. We have angle G, H, I, as well as angle I, H, G. So really nice there. And then over here we have S, T, U, and angle UTS. The most important thing is that the vertex that we learned about, that letter H, that letter T, is going to be in the center of our letters. The other ones doesn't really matter which order it's in. Let's continue on. Same exact idea here. Name 3 different angles. So a few of the angles are obvious. So like just to do like an easy one, we can go angle 5, but it wants 3 different angles. So we can also do angle number 6. And then if you're having trouble seeing one, remember you can do the combined angle, the angle 5 and 6. But there's only one way to write that. We have to go angle QVS. I suppose we could also do SVQ, not a problem, but you could not just do the letter V. The letter V would be incorrect because we don't know if it's referring to the 5, to the 6, or the entire thing, so you must use 3 different letters. On this one, I'm just going to decide to use all the letters instead of the numbers. You could, again, do an angle 4 and an angle 5, but I'm going to choose to do CVD. You could also do angle maybe DVE, and then maybe that big, huge one, EVC. Very, very nice. Let's move on to the next one here. Numbers 7 and 8, interior, exterior. This one seems easy, but I found out we got to talk about it. So interior, inside, easy, right? And exterior, outside. I know that sounds super simple, but gotta make sure we mention it and make sure we know the words. You know, not everyone knows the words, not everyone speaks a ton of English, and that's okay. So the interior, the exterior, interior meaning in, exterior meaning out, exit. You think about. All right, moving on to the backside. Now we have the quote unquote actual math. All the other stuff was just our geometry there. So our actual math here, let's do it. It says the measure of angle JKL is 176. So that means all the way across the entire thing, that's going to be 176. And then it says AKL, which is this part right here. I'm gonna go ahead and switch up colors. So I did black for that color. I'm gonna do, how about let's do like a light purple. Hopefully this is visible. We'll see what happens. Is this visible on the camera? Definitely. Okay, so we'll do that one in this color. That's going to be from here to here, and that's going to be 150. And it wants us to find the measure of JKA. It wants us to find this one right here. It wants us to find this right there. This is our question mark, effectively. I think it should be nice and obvious that we might be able to just do a simple subtraction, but I'm going to make sure that we show I guess we don't really need to. We can show more of the work later on other ones. So we're going to do the question mark plus 150 is equal to 176. So that little part and the big part is going to be the overall part. And then we can just subtract 150 on both sides. I'm not even going to show that work. You get 26. Feel free to use that calculator. And we do want to make sure we use that degree symbol in our final answer. It's okay if you don't have the degree symbols everywhere else, but it's a good idea in that final answer. So again, that's not an exponent. That's a little degree symbol. Degree symbol. There it is. Moving on to number 10. Same exact idea, LMQ. So we have LMQ. This is the one that they want us to find. We don't know what it is. It says that QMN is 32. I don't think I need to do a separate color here. And then the entire thing, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go wee like that. The LMN is 112. So just like on that previous one, all we really have to do is do a nice little subtraction. We can just say that our final answer here is going to be that question mark plus 32 equals 112. If you subtract 32 on both sides, you get 80. Here we keep on moving. So number 11, find x if the measure of ZEF is x plus 123. So ZEF is x plus 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go ahead and switch colors. For this one, DEZ is x plus 54. And then the entire thing all the way around, DEF all the way is going to be 161. So we can go ahead and set up our equation. Our equation is going to be x plus 123 plus x plus 54. The two parts combine to make the whole. Here we're going to do our, I don't know, how about combine like terms first? Let's do it the slow way. So we're going to combine like terms. Both the x's come together to become 2x. And then we're going to add the 123 and that 54, and that's going to be 177. Yeah, 177. Think so. 1, 2, 3, and 54. Should use the calculator, right? Now we're going to go ahead and subtract that 177 on both sides. Again, I'm showing maximum work on this particular question. You do not have to show this much work on yours, but I am choosing to on this one. And then you got negative 16. And now we're going to go ahead and divide both sides by 2. So we divide by 2, and our final answer is x is equal to negative 8. Let's go on to the next one. So find x if PQR is 174. So PQR is that 174. So that's going to be all the way around. And I remember a student asking me a question like this in a previous year. It wasn't this exact problem, but they might have said, hey, Mr. Richards, why do we not do PQR this way? Well, in general, when we're writing these angles, we're going to say 180 degrees is going to be the maximum unless otherwise stated. We will discuss later in the year when we do have angles over 180 degrees, but they're going to have a special symbol called an arc. So if you wanted to know about like the other side, by the way, the other side is going to be 360 minus 174, 186. If it's 186 degrees, it would be written like this, P, Q, R, the M in front, and we put a little thing over the top like this to say the arc, which is talking about the outside edge over here. So that'd be where the 186 comes from, if you were wondering. And if you just wanted me to do the problem, well, you're probably asking me to shut up at this point. So here we go. PQA is x plus 65, and AQR, that part is x plus 131. So x plus 131 plus x plus 65 equals 174. This question's almost identical to that previous one. So this one I'm going to do a little bit faster. I'm going to take the x and the x, and I got that 2x right away. Then I'm going to subtract 174 minus both of these. And let's just cheat. Let's just use the calculator. It's not actually cheating. You're allowed to use a calculator anytime you want in my class. Never an issue. You end up getting negative 22. Then we can just divide both sides by 2, and you get that x is negative 11. That's how much work I would show. You want to show all this stuff? Knock yourself out. I'm not doing it on this particular problem. Number 13, your turn for the longer one. Here we go. We have the KJI is what we don't know. So we don't know the measure of this whole thing. That is what we want to know. But we do know that that is equal to that 20x minus 6. So we want to know what that is, and it's equal to, oops, off the page there, sorry guys. That's 20x minus 6, that's the whole thing. The KJM, that part is 7x, and this part right here, MJI, is 85 degrees. So we got that 7x plus 85 is equal to 20x minus 6. I'm just going to do kind of all the work on this one. So all the work on this one, like as slow as possible. How about like this? Let's start off by doing adding 6 to both sides. The order at which you do this, all this extra work, doesn't really matter. Some teachers like to try to keep it consistent, but my consistency would be not showing any work. So I don't think everyone wants me to keep it consistent here. After that, we're going to go ahead and subtract 7x on both sides. And we got 91 is equal to 13x. Then after that, we're going to divide both sides by 13, and that's going to be 7. But don't forget, you do have that one last step. The measure of the angle KJI is going to be equal to that 20x minus 6. So that's going to be 20 times 7 minus 6, 140 minus 6. Throw in your calculator there, 134. Don't forget your degree symbol right at the end. All right. Last problem here. So our very last question, we have EFH is going to be 43 degrees there, and EFG, that's the entire thing. The entire thing is 10x minus 7, and HFG here is going to be 5x, and it wants us to find HFG. So it does want us to find, this is our question mark right there. So we can just do 43 plus 5x is equal to 10x minus 7. And on this one, I'm going to do the work kind of the fast way. So the first thing to ask yourself is, do I want to move the x's to the left, or do I want to move them to the right? So if I want to move them to the left, I could, but if I did 5 minus 10, I'd get a negative number. So I'm going to choose instead to put them on the right-hand side. 10 minus 5 is 5. Then I'm going to move that 7 to the other side. It becomes a positive 7. 43 plus 7 is 50. Divide both sides by 5. And sure enough, 10 is equal to x. After that, it wants us to figure out what HFG is. And the measure of angle HFG is equal to 5 times that x value of 10. Actually, we get 50 again. Don't forget your degree symbol, and have a great rest of your day.